Hi there, how's it going? This is Daryl again from the Jackson Fishing Team. Tying up my last fly for redeye bass. Did go out last weekend and got struck out. Couldn't find a Bartram's bass, but hey, got all summer here to give this a try. The next fly we're going to tie is Jim Hickey's Condor fly. You know, it was originally tied for giant brown trout in Chile, and since it was called the Condor, that's what he named it after, is because Chile is the land of the condor. So anyway, he's originally from like Virginia, if I remember right, and when he got back from there, he tried this on smallmouth in the James River and Shenandoah, and it proved to be very effective for smallmouth bass as well. So I'm going to tie up a version for redeye bass. We'll see if it'll work. All right, let's take a look at the fly, and I'll explain the materials as I go along. This is a Condor fly. I don't know what you call it. Consider it imitate. It could be a grasshopper, maybe a damsel fly, small dragonfly, but it's a floater. It's a dry fly, but it uses foam, and calf hair and a hackle, rubber legs, and peacock curl. So let's go ahead and start tying on this. I'm going to use a curved dry fly hook, nymph hook. It's a size 8. Let's see here. Yeah, size 8. TMC 2312, and go ahead and debarb it. You could probably tie it on a straight shank hook, but you know, these little curved hooks can work pretty good for terrestrials, maybe caddis flies. And I'm going to use some A-dot black thread, or maybe I'll be struggling with it. I've been breaking it a lot lately. But we'll start just behind the eye of the hook. See that? What did I tell you? Struggling. Just struggling, so we'll try it again. And we'll take it back to where the barb of the hook used to be. And we'll break it off or cut it off, however you want to do it. Next I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down 2/3 of the hook using some peacock curl. Now I'm going to grab about 3 pieces and cut the brittle end off, and I'll just advance my thread a little bit to the 2/3 point. And we'll take it back to where we'll start the wrapping. And I'll go ahead and wrap this forward to where my threads ended. I suppose if you wanted, you could apply some glue to that thread base there while you're wrapping this, or maybe use your thread to create a rope, or maybe even put a ribbon on there, but depends on how durable you want this fly to be. I'll get one more here. And we'll snip that off. Next I'm going to take is some blue 2mm foam. It's looks like roughly just at the hook gap or a little less. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a point here to help tie it in. And I might cut a little bit more off, just like that. Try to even it up maybe a little bit. And then I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of taper this a little bit. But I might still end up cutting some off the back. Just like, looks like that. Just give it a little taper, a little shape. And yeah, I'm going to cut off the tip off of here a little bit. Just to shorten that up a little bit. And I'm going to kind of fold it over the hook here. And create a taper. And I'm just going to kind of give a thread base back there just to lift it up a little bit. And that's being a little long, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim it maybe a 1/2 inch back from there. And I still have somewhat of a taper right there on there. Next, I'm going to use some calf tail. I usually buy it in this combo pack. Comes with lots of different colors. But I'm going to use white here. And take some off. This will be kind of like the overwing. And then I'm going to kind of strip out the under fur. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in my hair stacker here, just see how much I can get leveled, even up those tips. And I don't want that to be much longer than the blue thing, maybe equal or a little less. And I'm going to go ahead and measure that, and I'm going to cut off this excess, most of it right now. And I'm going to pinch it right here. And there's my overwing. It kind of works more like an indicator for me. And next I'm going to do is I'm going to use some perfect rubber legs. In white. I'm just going to pull off one strand. Kind of fold it in half. And trim that off. And then I'm going to, the front of the legs, or the antenna, is going to be a little shorter. They're not as long, so basically it's an antenna on there. And just give it 2 or 3 wraps, and I'm going to pull to the side. And then I'm going to wrap back to lock these in. And then I'm going to pull these forward a little bit and lock them up right up to the eye of the hook. And next I'm going to do is use some brown dry fly hackle for that size hook. Using my hackle gauge, and I'm going to go ahead and trim off down here. And off the top I'm going to trim some of that off. Put one back behind it to lock that in a little bit. And then I'll trim this off. And take my hackle pliers and wrap it going forward. place. Trying to pull these back. And we'll give it a 3 or 4 turn whip finish. We'll trim this. Hopefully we won't cut our legs. And then I'm going to trim the antenna so that they're not as long. Maybe just whatever my finger is at right there. And then the legs just past that blue bone. And there you have it. Jim Hickey's Condor fly. Try it for trout. I'm going to be trying this version for, you might think it's a damsel fly or something like that, and maybe that redeye bass will take it. Alright, that's my last fly in the series of redeye bass. Hopefully you've been enjoying this. I've got another trip coming up to Louisiana in October. I don't know if I'll tie flies for that. I got quite a few flies for redfish and speckled trout. But in November I'm planning to go to a Fly Fishers International event up in Morehead City, North Carolina, to fish for false albacore. So my next series will be about 6 flies related for that species. It'll be primarily imitations for a silver side bait fish or for brown anchovies. And that's what I understand that they'll be munching on when we go up. So so stay tuned. If you're into some saltwater fishing, maybe won't have issues with my camera like I usually do, and I can share some of these adventures with you. But in the meantime, make sure you like and subscribe. I normally don't ask, but yeah, please do. And we will see you on the water. All right, bye.